press start.
Hello everyone, it's Opposite here, and today I'll be showing you how to build this little infinitely extendable bridge, since there are people who wanted a tutorial for this one. So let's just go here and put an obsidian block here so that we can start here. The first thing you want to do is create an engine, and that's simply done by putting two pistons like this with two sticky salmon blocks on each side. Then you will also have to put two observer blocks like this and also one right here. The slime blocks will stay where they are. And then we come to the modules. The modules are really simple. One module consists of simply just this here. This is the entire module done already. You can place the two blocks up here, which I'll do in just a second. So here I am laying out the observers for the modules. Then I also put the slime blocks up here, as well as the sticky pistons. Because this design is infinitely expandable, you can technically go as far as you want with this. I think we might be getting to a reasonable size here already. Let's keep this long. Then, yeah, as said, you just put the sticky pistons or sticky slime blocks here, and then put your sticky pistons in between. Now, your last module doesn't need this observer here. And then obviously, you can place the blocks here. These can be any blocks, unless they're of course not pushable. So furnaces, hoppers, obsidian blocks, droppers and stuff like this, those will not work here. But apart from that, any block you can imagine will work here. So now that we have that done, we can start creating the extension circuit. Let me put an obsidian block here so that it won't start without me wanting it to actually start. So, well, we could technically actually just do this, then go down to like here-ish, that 32, like minus 11, 66, minus 47. Iron block. Yeah, we don't need that here. My bad. Right. So what you want to do now is create a little pattern like this. I'll show you how it looks in the bigger picture just in a second, once I'm done with this here. And there we go. You basically want to create a pattern with your iron blocks like this. See? Here's the observer, so here the block is one block below the observer. No observer, so the block is here, and it just goes on until you've reached the end. And on the end you just don't hit this here, but it just stays the same for the entire length of the creation. And then in between, you just have to put repeaters set to 4 ticks, going in that direction to your motor. And again, those guys can be any blocks. Any block you want, even unpushable blocks, since those aren't actually going to be pushed anywhere. But those blocks here do have to be solid blocks, otherwise redstone won't go through there. So basically any building block you can imagine, like dirt, stone, or whatever. You just can't use stuff like glowstone or hoppers here. So good. This is the extension circuit done already. Believe me or not. Here, you just have to put a little button or whatever here. And just run a repeater into the block and then push those slam blocks with redstone block using a lever like this. But it's basically the same thing. So we can technically try this out already, except we probably want to put the obsidian block somewhere in that direction over there. So set block. No, it would be like 64, for example, 71. Like wait, block 71 minus 43, right? And then minus 43, I think. Obsidian. And I messed it up again. Looking at block, alright. That's the one we need. 69 minus 42. There. Just put your observer block, or like your obsidian block, somewhere far away from your bridge. Like that. Remove that one and press the button. And as you'll be able to see, the entire bridge will extend. And off it goes. Technically, you don't even need to have the observer there. You just need a few blocks that will stop it. So you either use an unpushable block like obsidian or dropper, or you have many blocks in a row so that they won't be able to be pushed by the other blocks here because of the push limit. I don't think this reached push limit yet. Yeah, it did. So we just need something that will stop it. So either, like I said, obsidian here, or just many blocks in a row here, in line with those iron blocks here. Right? Okay, good. And then how you retract the entire bridge is just by, let me see, this one. It's just by activating this observer here with a redstone pulse. So all you need is a button like this, and the entire bridge will retract to the previous location. Of course, your stopping circuit or stopping blocks or whatever do not have to be this far away from where the bridge starts, because then it's kind of counterintuitive if you think about it. So it could be just here. Thing is, of course, when you're changing the distance where the bridge is, you also have to place the button somewhere else. Now, if you get the distance perfectly, then you can even have your retraction circuit right here next to that thing there. It's just really based on how far you go. Right, we can try to extend this one more time and then see where we need the button to be. Now, if you use a lever instead of a button, because it's possible, as you see here, then you'll also be able to quite easily just wire this to the observer there, in case it's close enough. I think this will be a bit far away once again. Maybe. Let's see. Yeah, not as bad. Not as bad as previously. So basically, if you have a lever right here that you turn on for the bridge to extend, then all you have to do to close it is just take the lever input and run it over to this single observer in this row, right? So let me just stop this guy from traveling anywhere and then run the signal over to there. Technically you don't need to do this, I think I do. This will work just as well, right? So if we remove this guy now and press the lever, then it all works, as you can see. But if you want to be even more fancy and have it activated using a button and also making it safe, like spam proof and so on, you could create a circuit that looks a little bit like this. Run a repeater into your input block, have a... Right, so when doing anything to this circuit here, always put an obsidian block here. Right, so you have a repeater running into your input block. Then you will need a little thingy like this, with two pistons and a redstone block here. You then want to have something like this here, or more like this, there. You want something like this here. Basically you have your button, split it into two, have two pistons like this, and then another two repeaters here, which then go into those pieces of redstone here, that run into those pistons here that push this redstone block around, which activates the entire circuit. One of those pistons is activated by a redstone block here in the last module, when this block arrives at the very beginning, and the other one is activated by this redstone block there, once it arrives to the end. And so this allows us to make sure that pressing the button while the thing is traveling won't actually do anything at all, which is quite important. See? You can spam this button and nothing will happen. Until, of course, this redstone block arrives here and activates this sticky piston right here, because then the signal will be able to pass through and into that piston right there. And of course destroyed some redstone there. Right, we'll fix that up, but as you can see, this works just fine. And then to fix what we've done here, we just have to do this and then put the redstone block on the other block. There. And now it should work just fine. Still, pressing this won't do anything when the guy is traveling, but once it finally arrives, this redstone block will trigger this piston using the signal there, and then you will be able to push this button again. Right, so, well, this was everything for today actually, and even though the tutorial got a bit confusing towards the end, I think you will be able to build this yourself now. Maybe apart from the activation circuit, but that's not really a very big important thing at all. So yeah, I actually hope you enjoyed this video. I really love this contraption, and I hope you will enjoy this in your survival or adventure mode or whatever as well. Right, thank you for watching and see you later.